Road in Burlington, 271 Cambridge Street, external grease trap. Please come up. And please state your name, please, for the record. Oh, do you have?
Yeah. You just sign it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Board, to have us today. My name is Raquel. It's Bruce.
I'm saying a little louder.
Oh, better now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying thank you, Board. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Raquel. I will state here.
Okay, and your last name?
Vasconcelos.
So she is the new owner, and the gentleman to her right is the property owner.
Good evening, Bruce W. Travers, and I printed it on the sheet there for you.
Thank
I represent the ownership. My mother, my elderly mom actually owns the building.
Are you Mr. Buddy Travis's son?
I am.
Wonderful man, rest his soul.
Yeah, he was in front of this board for decades.
Yes, thank you. No, Mr. Travers was a longtime resident and real estate person,
Yep.
real estate owner in this community.
And retired firefighter right here in
Retired
Burlington.
fighter.
He passed 3.5 years ago.
Was 3.5 and a nice man, so
Yeah, thank you, sir.
you look like him.
No, he was a good-looking man.
Not too.
Thank you.
So the new business is going to be called Brood in Burlington, located at 271 Cambridge Street. It's where the Spencer Cleaners used to be, right near Burlington Jade. The planning board approved the business, and the primary business will be coffee, beverages, and some sweets. The menu is enclosed with your paperwork. So she's seeking a variance from Section 2.3, Part A, which requires a new business to install an external grease interceptor. And the action by the Board of Health, you may vote yes to approve the variance from Section 2.3, Part A, and allow the new food service establishment to operate without installing an external outdoor grease interceptor with the following condition. The food service establishment operator and the property owner both understand that this variance may be subject to revocation, suspension, or expiration as determined by the Board of Health. A variance under these regulations may be revoked, modified, or suspended only after the food service establishment has been notified in writing and given an opportunity to be heard at a regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Health. Reasons for revocation, modification, or suspension of a variance include, but are not limited to, a determination that the food service establishment is discharging grease in quantities sufficient to cause sanitary sewer line blockages or increased maintenance of sewer lines. Or the board may vote no, not to approve the variance.
Ms. Vasconcelos, that's it, right?
Yes.
Have you worked with an internal grease receptor before?
Yes.
And you know that they have to be cleaned periodically as recommended by our health agent, and she's an expert in these types of things. And you have to keep a log. The most important thing you need to do is to keep that log, because if you don't keep that log, our health agent will not be happy, and if she's not happy, the board won't be happy. So as long as you've done this before, you know how to do it, or you get a company, just sometimes there are companies who take care of this on a regular basis. How often does it have to be cleaned?
So probably for her type of business with her menu that doesn't generate a lot of fat, oils, and grease, I would see probably once every 3 months. That'd be the minimum.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Very much.
Boards like to speak? Or do you have any recommendation? I have none. Then could I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Demore, second by Ms. Welch. All in favor?
Aye.
You're all set?
Thank you.
Now,
Good luck.
the variance, you'll give them some
Yes,
documentation.
I will mail it to you, as well as I'll send you an email with a copy,
And you know why it needs to be done.
and to the owner, too.
That's right.
You'll get a copy.
Why it needs to be done, because if we have a backup in that area, we'll have, it's in a very sensitive area in town, so please, please do the cleaning, get it right, and everybody will be happy.
It's great.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Chairman,
Sorry
thank
you
you,
had to
board
wait till
members.
the end.
No, the best is always saved for the end, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next order of business is discussion 2025-2026 flu vaccine recommendation. We buy, our Board of Health buys the flu vaccine from Sanofi. My son is a vice president of Sanofi, a global vice president, so it would be best for me to recuse myself. I'll be leaving the room.
Do you,
So Sandy can present this.
Okay.
This doesn't require a vote, it's just for information purposes only for the board. Sandy will talk a little bit about what happened with our vaccine purchase last year, and based on that, what we're recommending for this year.
for this year? Okay.
Thank you all. So I am presenting a summary of the flu vaccine statistics for 2024-2025 flu season. So last year, we bought 500 flu vaccine doses. From that, 350 were regular doses and 150 were high doses. We used 243 of the regular ones and 140 of the high doses. A total amount of 383 doses were dispensed. So out of that, the doses in use were 106 of the regular doses and 8 for the high doses. With the 15% reimbursement rate, we are able to return 52 regular doses and 8 high doses. So we are, with the regular doses, we are at a loss of $954.18, and we will get a refund for the high doses, we will get a refund of $511.76. The net amount lost on vaccine purchase returned is $442.42. On page 1, the chart that you see on page 1 shows the number of vaccines given on 2024 and 2025 flu season. Then on page 2, we have a chart of that shows the number of vaccines given over the past 4 years, which is showing a decrease on the number of regular doses given, and with the high dose remaining steady. Because the total number of vaccines given has decreased over the years, my recommendation is to buy 250 doses of regular doses and 150 doses of high dose, because this has remained steady.
I agree. I think we've talked about this with this year's. I think last year's, we reduced it last year.
Yep, we did.
We talked about
I
it.
remembered having that conversation.
I think there's just so many opportunities and areas to obtain this, so, yeah, I agree. Thank you.
I think that's good.
The number's even gone down for younger ages, so like both extremes of age, like, I think the high dose, we're still giving quite a number of those, but it's the
Seems
Is,
consistent.
Like the
is
6
the,
to 18.
is the number of adults.
But what about children?
Children it remains steady.
Okay.
It has remained steady, yes.
Yeah, it looks almost like it's the 30 to
I know.
49.
Yes,
I know.
30 to 49.
Because those are the extremes that I worry about the most. So I think, I agree with you, keeping the high dose.
But don't most get that at your pediatrician or any clinic? Or
But
I
we do
mean,
have people who don't, I don't.
that really, you get, I
It's
mean,
kind of hard to tell, like, I don't know, like I was saying, me and Sandy were talking about it today. It'd be interesting to see if there is any kind of data on that. Is it that people are getting them somewhere else, or is it that less people are getting them?
I know, that's
How do
what
we
I'm
know?
wondering about.
I
Yeah,
think it's a
You know,
combo.
I don't know, yeah.
I
Yeah,
do too, to be honest.
yeah, probably. It's hard to know because you can get them at CVS, you can get them at,
So I have talked to other public health nurses, and they think it's because we have competition, because people usually like to go on their own time, so they go to Walgreens,
Yeah,
Walmart.
Great.
where
I
they
agree,
get
the
so
convenience,
Yeah,
you don't have
yeah,
to wait to go to your pediatrician. You can just
Exactly.
walk in any
Yeah.
clinic.
Yeah, okay.
It's unfortunate, though, because it's, giving out the flu vaccine has allowed us to collect that administration
Yeah.
fee, which has allowed us to put it in our revolving fund, which has allowed us to do other public health programs. So it's,
Yeah.
it's kind of like disappointing to me to kind of see that going down,
Yeah.
because I also see
Yeah.
us not being able to do other things because of it, you know?
Well, what's our flexibility in being available to the public?
Yeah, I was going
In
to say.
that, like, I mean, we do one clinic, do we say any Saturday during the month of January? Or, I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
keep the population coming, you've got to go to the
Right.
community today.
Because the
And that doesn't
convenience of
seem like-
walking into Walgreens while you're
Yeah.
picking up a gallon of milk and getting your flu shot.
But I don't know what your availability,
No, I think that's the issue. So how does the town, if you want the revenue,
Yeah.
how does the town meet the community's
Right.
needs different than what we're doing today? It's not an easy answer. I'm not suggesting it is.
No, I
because
think
again,
it's a
like-
discussion. I think
And it
it's-
is-
It's a
I
staff
think we could talk
Yeah.
about it at some point,
I think if you made a good point, Susan, there is revenue.
because it might snowball into other things, it could. So
Well-
do we monitor it and see?
As far
Well,
as,
we already have what we're going to be buying. for
Right,
next
like
year,
we
so-
have this here, but we can kind of see if
can-
it starts to snowball or affect other things.
I mean, if you do one, are you doing sorry, you may have said this in the last meeting, you doing the flu clinic? The big one that you used to do with the exercise for the disaster recovery, you're not doing that at the moment?
no, we stopped doing
I
that.
thought so. I just
Yeah,
didn't know.
because that was costing more money.
I bet it was.
Because you have to have police details.
Yep.
So then we went to just the smaller.
It
type
did
of
seem
clinic
like a high
where,
turnout, though, the few times I volunteered for
It
it.
was a
It did.
high turnout, I
Yeah.
think,
And it
last
was,
time.
it was
But-
a lot, when we were
was a high
doing those
turnout.
larger
Yep.
clinics,
Last time.
we had a lot more people coming, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that was because there
It
was
just
more
made,
people
there
getting it
wasn't
back
maybe
then from
the
us.
options that are available now and the schedule, like you said. Some people come out of work, they bring their children, it's easy to walk into a clinic that has that flexibility with,
Although, yeah, well, we still did, basically, even though we're not doing the drill,
Yeah.
right? We're still doing it like the same one-day thing where people come for 3 hours.
Which is on the weekend,
or
right?
But I
On a
also-
Which is very
Saturday.
helpful.
But I also offer by appointment, too.
Yes.
I offer it by appointment.
But which,
yeah, but if
which
it's
is,
during the workday, that's
Limited,
still, if
yeah.
it's a parent bringing a child, you know what I mean? It's,
It's,
Oh, but
Although I
there
will
is
say-
one night a week.
Yeah,
I assume that
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays,
Yeah.
that we could say, if you want to promote it for the revenue,
For the
you
month,
know,
Yeah.
two
then we
Wednesdays.
could say, we will be doing for the month of such and such.
I mean, it's worth to get
free food,
stats
because
on it.
it's
if you
after,
think.
it's after hours, but it's not after hours for you. So it's more flexible that the community could come in.
yeah, they don't like to make appointments, I think that's.
I think that's another
agree with
issue.
that, yeah.
But I also,
But if it's open, like you said, if you have for the 1 month, Wednesday, 5 to 7, no, you don't need an appointment to walk in.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a good suggestion
Yeah,
for next
yeah.
year, right?
that's something
I
to
think
think
so,
about.
yeah.
taking it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Just to
seniors
change
are
it a
no
little bit.
problem.
The seniors, I'm not
course.
worried about.
They like to
Well, yeah.
come
Yeah.
and make appointments and.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you need
they're in
2
the
hours.
they're
for
in the
that.
building too,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
just a trip upstairs, but.
Right after lunch.
I will say, years ago, when we did
Sorry,
it
Mike.
with a prior nurse, she did it for children, and she did like a children's clinic on a certain days of the week. And that was very popular because people don't always like to go to their pediatrician.
No, I would take my
Right.
kids to that before I go to my pediatrician, because it's
Yeah,
more convenient.
so maybe
Right.
that might be a way to get adults in too.
Yeah,
that's something
geared
to
out
think
towards
about.
Children.
Just
So we'll-
curious
we'll
for
think
the
of-
ages, I'm just
I mean,
curious.
it's not like we didn't try last year.
When you say children.
No, I think
I
you did a
think
good
there's been a
job.
decline in the last two, in
It has
in
been
three
declining.
categories, so it's not just specifically your 30 and
But I think it's
49-year-olds.
also
So,
people not really thinking
They're not
it makes
getting
much
it.
of a difference.
Yeah, I agree with
And
you.
I think that,
I agree with
I think
you.
it's changing. People's
yes.
When you say children, I just curious, do we have the stats of the ages? Are we, like, if you...
Yes,
that-
here.
6 to
The
18.
age.
That's 6 to 18, you're right,
Yes.
because, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking for my own children, begging them.
6
I
to
mean, it is
18,
hard, and I
yeah.
think
But they do
it's
it.
gonna get worse.
They force them.
Yes, that's why I
They're adults.
anticipate.
It's the 19
Next year,
to
there's
20.
probably
Except
gonna
the
be-
older
The
one.
young adults, yes.
Smart enough.
It's going to get worse.
Next year, there'll probably be
Yeah,
less
I think so. I agree with
people
you.
like just getting it.
Yeah, I agree
Whether
with you.
CVS or anywhere else, because of the climate.
But I think we should just keep pushing
used
for
to
like
require
the
for college.
the extreme of ages, like the elderly and the really young.
Certain.
We should
Yeah,
make
like
a
measles,
focus
Yeah.
on those
not
people.
like something like
No.
flu.
So we don't lose them.
We used to have it at work, too.
Because those are the most.
Yeah, a lot of the companies.
That's a good idea to maybe consider doing Wednesday for next.
Yes.
I throw that out as a
Yeah,
suggestion.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if that's.
It can't help if we want to try to drive
Right,
community.
yeah.
Which Sandy was doing last year,
Yeah.
too. She was,
Yeah.
you know, having people come in
Yeah.
for appointments, but we could start it earlier this year.
But if we don't do it as an appointment, I'm not saying, sorry, I'm not trying to, but if it's like,
We also started after flu
like a
season.
lot of, right, like a lot of places, you can just walk in.
Yeah.
And if there's availability and there's someone there, you're just getting your gallon of milk and your flu shot at the same time.
Maybe we should make that part of the plan.
Oh, yeah, a little
there's
snack, a little cookies and milk. Cookies and milk.
There you go.
No, it will be costing money.
No,
All
I
right,
know.
let's
All
move.
right, so
Let's get
are
it.
we, so are we
Sorry.
done with comments and
Yeah.
suggestions?
Thank you.
So we're,
Very nicely
thank you,
done.
thank you
Yeah.
for presenting, that was great.
We done?
So we're done, do you want to get, thank you. So do we need a motion? This was a discussion,
Yeah.
so this was fine.
All right, so, which brings us to staff reports. Supervisory public health nurse first. Ms. Traiani, you going to give us
I'm just gonna briefly tell you what I've been working on. So I've been working on immunizing the students, children's immunization. I have been getting quite a lot of them. I've been also promoting health awareness. So this month I prepare a DOH table that promotes National Nutrition Month awareness. And working with Susan, we're working on planning the health fair coming up in April.
Any questions? You did get a note from another nurse at the high school, Ms. Pasquale, who noted how easy and how professional you were. I hope you saw that note. Did you receive that? That the Ms. Luminellis? So I saw that. Thank you so much. I know that the school vaccination program is a lot of work, and so thank you so much. No questions? I need a motion, please, to approve the supervisory public health nurse.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mrs. Marwa El Sabahi, second by Andrea Sheehan. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 500. The next one is a health agent,
Good evening.
Arlene Johnson.
I know the chairman will ask about the complaint about the sushi operation, so I'll tell you what it was. So the complaint was that the sushi chef was refreezing the fresh fish and reusing it. So I did an investigation, that wasn't happening. So sometimes we get complaints from disgruntled employees, whether somebody gets fired or somebody's.
I know, I was just going to ask, I don't know.
You can tell, and not only that, but you're going to taste that. If you eat sushi and somebody gives you a piece of fish that was frozen and thawed out, you're going to be able to tell that it's not fresh. But I spoke with the chef, the sushi chef, and he says, no, never, never. I mean, they're very proud of what they do, so. And to just update the board on other things I've been working on. All the indoor pools have been inspected, and there were no problems. And I needed to renew my certified pool operator certification, so I took a 2-day course and passed the exam. And Samantha and I are working on the annual pool operator seminar, which is scheduled for April 23rd. We invite all of the pool operators in town to attend. And we usually have a good turnout, too. People have already RSVP'd. And I am, like everybody in the office, learning the new software, the Tyler Tech. So still learning how to do inspections on the software. So the more I do inspections, I think the easier it will get.
And one question.
Sure.
Please.
And maybe this came and I don't remember, but Fun Box, Bounce Park, is there like?
Yeah, so there's a proposed bounce park, so the bouncy.
I heard from them.
No, they came before us.
Yeah.
They are now in the mall.
Was it a different name?
It's in the mall,
They
on the
open
top
up-
floor.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't,
So the bounce park is an outdoor bounce park, so they're still trying to get their
Is this a
approval.
different-
I was going to say, I remember
different.
something
Oh, so it's different.
similar where there was
I thought it
some
was the
kind of
same.
activity inside,
it
but
the
this is
same?
different,
This is
right?
different, yeah, that was a gentleman, that's doing
That's down
games.
by Macy's up
Yes.
top.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes, and he's going to have snacks. So this is a temporary event for about 3 months.
Oh,
It's going to be outside. The same area, if you're familiar
like
with
they
the
had the
circus.
circus
The circus was over there, same area.
Okay.
So
Is there food involved?
they are just proposing snow cones right now, so we're still working on them. They still need to get some sinks in place and get the final approvals.
Any other questions? I have one question. You had a temporary suspension of food permit for a restaurant. How did you find out about it? Did they self-report?
For that, I happened to be doing an inspection, and I found it, so I had to have them voluntarily close.
And how long had they been without hot water?
Well, according to them, they just lost it, so
Right when you walked in?
don't know. I don't know. But they're all set now. I think it was on this week.
Thank you.
Yep.
Do I have a motion to approve the health agent's report?
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Welch, second by Ms. Demore. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Environmental engineer.
Good evening. Couple of quick updates. The next Household Hazardous Waste Day is on May 17th. Same place, Fox Hill School, 8:30 to noon. And I've been working on along with others, with doing the hazardous materials storage permit renewals within the new permitting software. So that actually seems to be going fairly smoothly.
Any questions? I just have one. You worked with the new police station and with an LSP. Did they need an LSP there? Was there, for the police station? Or did I read it wrong?
I was talking with, the LSP was Jim Ash for the,
174?
yeah, the
Middlesex?
one that you
Okay.
continued earlier tonight. But I did work with the engineers that are looking to do the geotechnical work over at the,
Okay.
well, what the current police station, which will be the site of the new police station.
Okay,
So
very
we have
good. I'm
some-
glad that you're involved.
Yeah, they have some geoprobes going in, and then some test pits at the end of this week.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yep.
No other questions? Could I have a motion to approve the environmental engineers report?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Ms. Sheehan, second by? Second by, she beat you to it. Mary Beth Welch, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Associate Director of Public Health.
Good evening, Board. I just wanted to highlight our BVRC annual meeting is going to be tomorrow evening. We're going to have a presentation on the opioid epidemic and Narcan training from 6 to 7 for our BVRC members and the general public. People want to show up?
And you will be giving out Narcan.
Correct. Yep, there'll be free Narcan kits with the Narcan training, so not only will they be learning how to dispense, if they need to, they'll have the equipment to do so.
I will be there, and please, if you have some time tomorrow evening at, what time?
It's going to be 6 to 7, and it's going to be at Grandview Farm, 55 Center Street.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve the Associate Director of Public Health report?
Motion to approve.
So I have motion by Andrew Sheehan, second by Mara El Sabahi. All in favor? Aye. And last but not least, Director of Public Health, Susan Luminello.
Yeah, so we are finalizing the applicants for the health fair. So we have now about 66 tables, and we also have some outside things going on, so we're definitely going to hopefully get the safe trailer from the fire department, which was there last year. It's kind of like it's like a smokehouse type of thing, teaches kids what to do in a fire situation. And then we also had someone apply for a clinical research trailer. Mike knows the name of the of the group.
CISCRP. They're basically, they do clinical research exhibits. So they converted an RV, and it's like a classroom. It goes over the history of clinical research, both the good and the bad, and how people can get into clinical research trials if they want to.
So it's really big trailer. So we're working with the police department, and police department said that they thought it was okay to close off that area where you go into the high school. So no cars are going into that parking lot, so we can put the 2 trailers in that parking area and then have the handicap parking kind of around the corner, and then open up that back door so anybody who's handicapped that are parking in those spaces can enter kind of like the back entrance. Because we were concerned about cars going into the parking lot with the 2 trailers there and people, you know, going around the trailers through the parking lot, everything. So we're trying to finalize all those details now, and you should be seeing the PSA going out about the health fair soon.
And for the date for everybody and the hours?
Yes, April
26th.
26th, 10 to 1. Yeah, and then lots of other new and different vendors and exhibitors. We didn't approve all of them. We had actually more applications than we could approve, and some applications were just not really relevant to a health fair, so we did turn away some, but
What types
we
of
have a
people?
pretty full room right now.
What types of people did you turn away? What types of businesses?
Just off the top of my head, I think one of them was like Anderson Windows. You know, that type of thing. You know, it's not really relevant.
Doesn't really apply.
Healthy windows. So, yeah, those types of things. Or, yeah, so, but we do have a variety of different exhibitors, so it's good. And then continuing with the software, like everybody's mentioning,
10 to 1.
there's a lot of time in the office that everybody is spending on the new software and getting everybody permitted. Our permittees have been great. Everybody's had a lot of patience with us and getting everything up and running, so it's been going really well.
Any questions? Would you please update the group on our budget?
Oh, yes, so we had a Ways and Means meeting the subcommittee meeting and then the regular meeting of the Ways and Means. So everybody on Ways and Means voted in favor of our budget. So the next step would now be going to town meeting in May.
Good. And both groups asked us about the stream cleaning and the mosquito control. That was the big question, and we explained to them that we are aiding and assisting Concom in some of the cleaning of the streams, and it would be cheaper for us to do it, actually to pay for it through us, through our contract, versus them independently. And you remember we talked a little bit about that as a group here. So they asked us both about that, but other than that, it was pretty good. They were very good.
Was it much change from last year's budget?
That's really the only change, is the additional, addition to the mosquito control, which includes like 12 hours of the, like the stream cleaning type of thing. Christine, before the season starts, Christine and I are gonna have a meeting with Eileen at Conservation and talk about where the areas that they think they want to kind of target so that the mosquito control knows, because there are areas in town that really people have a lot of issues, you know, so we want to make sure we hit all of those areas.
And I guess at least the first meeting that we had, the subcommittee meeting, we were told that we are the lowest paid board in town, elected board in town, so maybe at some point we should think about that. Any other questions? If not, can I have a motion to?
I have one question, I'm so
Sure.
sorry. Susan, the trash complaint, what is that? It was under administration, phone calls, emails, very.
Oh, yeah, that was, we got a complaint that somebody had trash in their yard. I drove by.
Okay.
There wasn't. That was it. Sam is out now, so I've been taking up some of the,
When is she coming back?
she'll be back this week.
Thank you.
How is she?
Yeah.
She's good.
Good.
Good, good, very good. Okay, so a motion to approve the Director of Public Health report.
So moved.
Motion by Mary Beth Welch, second by?
A second.
Oh, second.
Andrea.
Second by Andrea Sheehan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I guess that's it. Please vote. We will be back after the election, but please vote coming up on, I think it's April the 5th, which is Saturday. And if that's it, please be well, be safe, and do a motion to adjourn.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
I have motion to adjourn by Gail Demore, second by Andrea Sheehan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everybody.
Let's put your phone in my mic.